Good afternoon, and welcome to a very cool edition of Kitten's Corner. As you probably can see, we are actually doing the final heat set on the set of reborns that I'm doing for custom. The customer wanted two Native American little children, one girl, one boy, and they actually have the same kit because they're supposed to be twins. But I found out that, or in my painting, I found that the boy's limbs are a little bit larger than the little girl's limb. Even though they're the same kit, I guess something like that could happen. The only thing I can think of is maybe Bountiful Baby sent me one that they were happy with, and it was original, and the other one was what they call a suckins kit, which means that it wasn't up to their standards. Or so, but the price I got them for, it doesn't really matter. But right now, you see, I have everything staged. I have them some little socks. I have their eyes ready to go be put in, and I have their little outfits. I saw this and I was like, this screams Native American. So I found it, but it is a smaller outfit than the little girls, which is actually an 18-month compared to a 12-month. So we may have to get that in a larger size, but for what we need it for now, that's perfectly fine because we're not going to stuff them right away. We want to let the paint rest. And the reason we do that, I think it gives it a truer color, and we don't have to worry about it rubbing off because you have to, we thin it with something that's actually used to make paint come off. It's like a paint remover. So we use the mineral oils, and what it does is it thins the paint. So we don't want it to rub off, so we let it dry completely so that we're ensured that all the paint thinner, blah blah blah, if I can speak, has dried completely after being put into the oven and heat set. Because what I find is when you pull them out of the oven, there it does feel a little moist. So I'm assuming that's like from them being in the oven and it being hot. So I let them cool completely, and then we will put them in their socks and in their, get their eyes in and get them dressed in their little outfits. As you can see, I already have hair, and I think this is going to be really interesting to work with because it's pre-rinsed, it's pre-cleaned, and I'm going to pull it over here. I've never worked with this hair before, and it says it's pre-stretched. It is fire retardant. That's good if we're gonna do some heat setting later on. And it is tangle free. That means they comb through it. And it has a hot water setting, which means you can wash it in the hot water, I guess. I don't know. I mean, if you wash mohair in cold water, hot water, it shrivels up. But it has been washed in vinegar and stuff, so I'm like biting at the bit to get a hold of this hair and actually see what it feels like and how it works, and is it going to be easy to root. So I will be answering the questions on those questions in the next couple of probably a week or two. I don't know. I'm not going to rush with their hair. Their mommy wants it nice and long, and I was trying to find a hair that matched more of the culture. And what I found is that, like in movies and stuff, most Native Americans, their hair is either in plaits or it's like wavy, wavy long. But if you look at true Native American pictures, their hair is very straight, but it's full. So that means it's going to have the appearance of being thick, but it is also going to be full. And I think this hair is going to, as you can see, it looks thick even in the package. It's going to do very, very nicely. And I just hearing my timer go off, so we're going to zoom. Zooming, 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 zooming. This is where we're staging, and the reason the timer is going off and we're not done is because it has a 30-minute set thing, and we needed 45 minutes. So I have to literally reset the oven, and we got that going. We'll take a little mini tour. This is where I've been doing the kits. This will make sense in a little while when we go get the second half out. They're the babies, Jacob, my little tween, because she looks like a teenager, but she's only probably fits 12 months clothes. My Cabbage Patch Kid, one of the babies, two of the babies that's actually on eBay. Don't forget to look them up. They're sitting there chilling with their pacifier, and I'm gonna swing this way so you can see the rest of our kids chilling on this side. One doesn't have a head. I'm not really sure what's going on with that, but the beach ball I'm actually using for my PT when I do it at home, because that's like what I guess my lifeline right now and how I'm doing PT. And all right, so we're not falling behind. We're going to take another journey. Doo doo doo. All right, so now we're in the workshop, and as you can see, I have the little girl. She's the last part. This whole thing was full of baby just not even 30 minutes ago. So now all the babies are gone. We get her limbs. They've been sitting and drying for quite some time. Here we go. Now she gets to wave at you. Hey, get a look. Check out that paint job there too. Cool. All right, guys. So now we're back, and what I do is the limbs that are going in, I place right here. I guess if I put it where you can see it, I place right here, and the limbs that are going out, I'm going to place right here. And while I'm setting her up I set up the new baby, and I'll show you how I line them up so that they are very safe and they're not touching any edges. And I have a cloth on the bottom so that they don't burn, because even though the heat is safe and it's in a convection oven, so it's actually blowing the heat around. It's not just sitting in one spot. If they touch anything metal, it will melt them. They're extremely hot, and the oven is extremely hot. 275 will melt your vinyl if they're touching anything metal. Anything higher than 275, the heat will melt your vinyl, and you don't want that either. So we are about to get this little boy's upper limbs pulled out and everything, and hopefully get his eyes in, and we'll consider him born as far as that is concerned. Stuff where he won't have his hair, and of course I will come back and show you them and they're resting after I get that done as well. I'll show you how they look in their new resting, while they're resting to get their hair in and with their eyes in, because it's totally different process. All right, we just got the go on my alarm, which I thought you could hear, but you couldn't because I'm doing this video. All right, guys, we pull him out carefully get him on the resting block. Carefully pull his head. Make sure we do not touch any of the metal of this oven. Kind of look around. And now we are allowing them to cool. And we're going to place them in the oven one at a time. And place her head in. And she sits in there nice and neat. We're going to shove that in. This oven was like the best thing I invested in for them, because it was a little under 200, but it's wide enough for the bigger babies, and the fact that this has the convection part means that it's not just straight heat going on your doll. It's actually circling around, and the results, as you can see, is pretty fantastic. You still have to make sure that you are not rushing and just throwing them in. I did have the misfortune of melting a doll when I first started a long time ago, and it was actually in the New Wave oven, but I didn't realize how close her back piece was to the side, nor did I think the side um didn't realize that the side was that hot enough to melt it, and she ended up with a streak on her back. um Thankfully though, she still sold. Somebody loves her somewhere. All right, so we take our limbs, and like I told you, I'm switching hands. They are extremely hot right now. She's cooled off a little bit. She's not as hot as her feet were when I first brought them. All right, we got her. Whee! Okay, now for the fun part, we have her laying down. I'm going to carefully, I'm going to put her so a little close up, and we can place her hands here so that they can finish cooling. And the key to it is to make sure it's cool enough where you can't scrape it off, but warm enough so that the plastic is like pliable. Let me show you, like it's squishy, and I wish I could have, probably should have showed you how unsquishy it was a few like 10 minutes ago. Okay, here are their eyes. I got them, of course, the same color eyes. And I love this color. It leans towards, it is a baby gray, but it almost leans towards a violet to me. And it's like a sweet innocence. I think it's going to give them like a sweet innocence. I could be wrong. I'm what they say, a hopeless romantic. But here we go. So what I'm going to officiate and say that they are now being, she's now born, she's fresh out, she's super hot, and we're gonna try to, I'm gonna try to one-handed get the eye in, but if I'm struggling too much, I will just wait till I get her eyes in and redo that video. And like I said, I'm going to try to attach two videos together, so it's gonna be a learning curve for me, and so that you can see the babies done with their eye in. All right. Oh, that looks so weird. All right, let's see. So that's actually tending not to work. I'm gonna see if I can lay it there. Okay, maybe right there. Alrighty, that looks like it's gonna work for us. And what I do is I squish it sideways so that I have more squishing powers. And we're gonna go on faith that you're actually, hold on, you're not gonna be, I just saw it. Let's see. Alright, then I'm gonna try what they say, round 2. I really would like to put it on cam, but if I can't, I'm not gonna mess up her paint to do it. But you want to squish the eye frame so that it gives you leeway going the opposite direction. And you usually push down. Okay, see my hand instead of the eye. And alright, okay, round 3. We're gonna get this eye in because it's better to get it in while it's very still warm. So we kind of have to. It is let me see. We are going to use what we have, and we're going to put her head here. I now have the camera propped, and I hope it's right because I can't exactly see it. We put the eye in at an angle. I'm sorry, I'm not even putting it in at an angle. I'm sorry. And hold it. And it definitely is a two-handed job. And we push it in, twist it around, get it where you want it. I kind of want it in the center. And there she goes. That's one eye. And we'll hold this side. And forgive me if you can't really see right now because I can't either. I hope you're at least seeing something or at least hearing it. And we push in and we do the same thing, and boom, she has 2 eyes. Now, what I learned from one of my reborning classes is you want to make sure that they're even, like she's looking in the same direction with both eyes. And the easiest way to do it is, you see that little shining thing right there? We need both of her eyes to be looking straight there. So if this one's on the top, this one needs to be on the top. so it's kind of to the side. So we're gonna put us down one more time and give this eye a little twist towards the other way and give it a look. And yeah, so there. Now her eyes are looking kind of in the same direction. We can almost get away with putting, no, they're a little off, but that's okay. And she looks really cute. No, you know what? I feel this is the little boy. Oh my goodness, I am so sorry. So, ladies and gentlemen, proud to introduce Little Running River. And as you can see, he's really a little bored. This is my first time kind of doing a scar. I want to thank my friend because I think it turned out really well. I wanted it to be there but not there, and I think that turned out really great. And so when he has on his little outfit and everything, he should look adorable. And there's his arms and what have you. They're sitting there. So we got his eyes in, and as I said, they've already inherited names. So Running River, we're gonna say, was born at 3:04. Welcome to the world, Running River. And like I said, I'm going to get them dressed and do another video with them dressed, just a little follow-up video so that you can see them in their resting stage. And we're going to get little Miss, I'm not going to say her name till we actually have her done. So, dun 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 dun, patience. Alright, I am actually checking the timer. We're literally 2 minutes out from the little girl being born. I'm excited. Are you excited? I am excited. Alright guys, we're moving and we're on the go again. Like I said, this is my first time actually filming it, and it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of patience. You have to make sure you're watching it completely through. You don't want your oven to do anything weird, so it's always good to keep an eye on your oven and keep an eye on your body parts as they're coming out. I do like what I call an after heat set check. Make sure that they haven't like sweated somewhere. And if they did, I make sure I avoid that spot till it cools off. And it literally looks like they have sweat on their limbs where it's still like moist, and I guess that's from the heat. So you have to make sure that you are looking out for stuff like that. Make sure that if there's something that's bent in, that should be straight. Unfortunately, I had that happen, and what had happened, I'm assuming that it happened because her leg was kind of pressed down in some kind of way, but her leg was bent. The awesome thing about it was, with a little bit of love and a little bit of patience, I was able to get her to stuff it with the glass beads. The glass beads pretty much straightened it out, and putting I stuffed a lot of polyfill in one of her legs, and it straightened out the rest of the way. So, all right, you can't hear it, but our alarm has went off. So we will open our oven. And what we will do differently is we're going to cut this off. So the oven is now off, but it's still extremely hot. So we'll do the same thing. We'll pull each limb out, and we will put them on my table, on the kids' beds or what have you. And we do a countdown or what have you, because remember, these dolls are coming out this oven at 275 degrees. They are extremely hot. Not that you will get burned, because, well, if you touch the side of the oven, you will get burned, but you won't get burned touching the dolls, but you will. It does hurt, and if you're heat sensitive, which my fingers are, which is odd because I am a chef, but my hands are very heat sensitive, so I have to wait just a little while, and then I hook them 1 finger, 2 finger, and 3 finger for her head, and we go. Woo! She's here. And boom. So we're getting her cleaned up like if it was a real birth. And we're gonna lay her. Oh, her head is like ripping hot. Gosh. So like I said, you check, make sure that nothing has sweated or pooling. So she looks pretty good. It's kind of interesting that one kit is bigger than the other, especially because they are from the same kit. This is the Tibby Standing kit if you're interested in who it is. And I just realized I put her eyes in him, so we will steal his eyes. Like I said, they're the same eyes, and we will put them in her, and we'll do the same thing we did before because that worked out pretty well. We're gonna try to let her, like I said, just cool a little bit, but not enough so that we can't do what we need to do. So we know we need to put the phone down so I can see how she looks. So here we go again with the bear with me part. So here we go again. Okay, for some reason it wanted to put a flash on. So here we go again with the bear with me part, and we'll put our eyes in right fast, or as quickly as we can. Okay. All right, there we go. And I'm breaking my own rules. So here we go. And what I forgot the other time was I actually have to go on the inside of her head to have more of a resistance, because when you just push it on the outside, it is actually going against you. We roll it around, and I use just a quick thing that I've learned. Make sure you're using the padding of your hand if you have nails, not your nails, because you will scrape that paint right off your doll. Unfortunately, I had that happen as well. So learn from my mistakes kind of thing. Now, if they were already cooled, this getting them in this fast would have been harder. Now we're gonna sit her up and check on the camera to make sure we have her eyes right. And can't really tell because she doesn't have the same glow like she did on one eye. Alright, okay. I was about to say like her eye wasn't glowing at all. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome morning glory to the world. And now I am going to, because I know definitely I can't do it with my hands not free, but I will put them together and make a second video, and then I will attempt for the first time to add 2 videos together to make this video happen, and hopefully it'll work and you can see it all in one shot. And if it doesn't work, I'll put them up on YouTube as part 1 and part 2. Alright guys, stay tuned. If you're home like me, stay safe and see you next time.